Patreon Q&A number 36, part 1. I'm going to be breaking up these videos into 2 parts from now on so they're more palatable for you guys, and I'll upload the second part later today. But I want to thank all 71 of my amazing, incredible patrons. Guys, I can't thank you enough for all the support and selflessness that you have shown me, especially over these last couple weeks when you know things have been really tough for me on the channel and everything. So thank you again. Hopefully very soon we can get back to the way things were on the channel and I can start putting out the content that you guys remember that I used to put out. You know, the stuff that you originally subscribed to me for. So once again, thank you. And to everyone else listening, there's definitely going to be some spoilers in these questions and answers, so tread carefully after this point. James A. asks, hey Shonen, haven't dropped questions in a while because I've honestly been incredibly busy, but I have got a question for you about my boy Garou after the Monster Association arc. Seeing we know Garou is going around killing monsters, as shown by that illustration by One, do you think Garou will play a hand in the Neo Heroes arc? We know he's still kicking, seeing with the chapter with King. So do you think he'll join the Hero Association and take Bang's place, seeing he's possibly as strong, if not stronger than him? I don't think he'll join the Neo Heroes because Saitama is a part of the Hero Association, and I doubt Garou would ever want to come across him again. But do you think he'd join the Neo Heroes? Or do you think Garou will just step to the sidelines for this arc and not do much? Anyway, I hope things get better, and I'll always support you. Hey, thank you so much for your continued patronage, James. And don't worry about not being on here, my friend. I really am happy to hear that you've been busy, as long as it's not stress-inducing. I think being busy, like at least 6 or 5 days out of the week, is the optimal way to be going about things. You don't want to be too idle, or you want to be as least idle as possible. Just my opinion on things. But we're talking about Garou here, not my pretentious life advice that nobody asked for. So I wasn't sure that Garou was even going to be in this arc at all. It was a big surprise to me seeing him in chapter 111 when King was peeping on him under the waterfall. So I'm really unsure as to what Garou was going to do in this arc. It's possible that we never see him again in this arc, and maybe One was just showing that to let us know that Garou is out there and he's, I don't know, training, meditating, trying to find himself after the whole big battle with him and Saitama possibly. I think that's more or less where it's going, but if Garou is a part of this arc, I don't think he's going to be picking sides. I think it was established that Garou isn't really one to pick sides. He's like the lone wolf, you know, a little bit of figuratively, a little bit of literally there, you know, with Garou's monikers and whatnot and his nature. He didn't pick a side with the Monster Association. He didn't join the Hero Association. He didn't join anyone. He didn't. You know, he was kind of just doing his own thing, and he was fighting everyone all at once. So it's possible it might change, because after his encounter with Saitama, maybe he had some kind of revelation to where he does want to be a hero. Maybe. I don't think it's likely. I think Garou is just going to kind of just be out there. He's going to be like a Sonic type of individual, as to where he could be fighting a monster or a hero at any given moment. But I think he's going to be aligning himself more towards the good side of things at this point. Like, I don't think he's going to be hero hunting anymore or anything like that. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that he fights a hero just because of, you know, whatever kind of disagreements they have or whatever beef they have. I still think that's a possibility, but I think Garou is just going to just be out there. And if he does show up in this arc, I think he's going to help the heroes at least some point, maybe reluctantly or maybe even unknowingly. Maybe he just is fighting with the heroes against a monster just because the monster is fighting them all, regardless of their allegiances. But if he does see Saitama again, I think he's going to respect him. He's going to be like, yeah, you know, I acknowledge your power. And that's cool that you're on the Hero Association, but I'm not joining them. And I'm definitely not joining Neo Heroes because, you know, he's just against all of that stuff. He's against the establishment. Garou's kind of like a punk, you know, and I really like that about his character. So I don't think he's going to be picking any sides. I think he's still going to have his solo dynamic that he has. Maybe he's still going to hang out with Tario. You know, maybe he's still going to be playing that big brother role to him. But other than that, I just think Garou is just going to stay by himself and maybe help the heroes at some point in this arc. And if not this arc, I think he eventually will help them at some point in the series afterwards. Phoenix Man asks, greetings Shonen. After episode 3, I thought that JC staff might have just been saving the budget for certain moments, but now it looks like that might be the best it'll get. A bit disappointing. Adding even more into the disappointment pile, I'll continue to try and enjoy it anyway. Question time, how high of dragon do you think Monster Bakuzan is? He's not as high as Goketsu, not even close. He doesn't seem that much stronger than Hydrated Deep Sea King, so I'd rate him at a fairly low dragon on a similar level to ×1 Resurrected Me. Also, that new chapter was something else, absolutely incredible in every sense of the word. Is it just me, or is Saitama becoming increasingly frustrated, even more so than normal? Hey, thanks so much for your continued patronage, Phoenix Man. I'm always appreciative of everything that you do, and all the comments you leave. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, I think Bakuzan in his monster form is definitely a low dragon. He might even be the poster boy for it at this point, or maybe one of the more, I don't know, clear-cut low dragons, because a lot of people even don't think that Bakuzan is a dragon, despite Goketsu saying that he is. They think he's like a high demon or something. I don't think that's the case. The fact that he was able to go against Suiryu the way that he was is pretty telling of his power, and of course Suiryu wasn't 100% when that went down, but still. Like, only dragons can do that to Suiryu, like, because I guess it's implied that Chose was a high demon, or even Suiryu in himself is, I think, a pretty definitive high demon. I mean, he's ridiculously powerful. I mean, if Suiryu was able to do a little bit more, I would think that he was a dragon. I mean, he is really powerful, especially in the manga. So I think this, just that alone, is showing us, aside from the commentary of Goketsu saying he's a dragon, I think his performance against Suiryu is establishing that he is in fact one. But yeah, just a low one. He doesn't exhibit anything of a mid, definitely not of a high. And like what you're saying, not even close to Goketsu. I think that's further showing it. And also, Bakuzan only became as strong as he is because he ate multiple monster cells. So it's not like he was like ridiculously strong as a human, and that's what made him a dragon when he ate the cells. He just ate multiple cells and was somehow able to not die from doing it. So that's why he became as powerful as he was. But he wasn't a chump as a human. I mean, he still won the Super Fight Tournament twice. So he's at least on the A-class level, which is no chump. You know, I'm always singing high praises for the A-class heroes because I like them and they're not weaklings. It's just a shame because they always have to go against demons or something and get played like that. But yeah, Bakuzan, totally a low dragon. Maybe the lowest dragon. One of the lowest for sure. And I think you're very accurate on comparing him to Resurrected Phoenix Man because they're around the same level. Still insanely powerful, you know. But yeah, I do think Saitama is becoming increasingly frustrated. I mean, he constantly has to endure this. I kind of liken Saitama to like a ridiculously hot woman getting hit on all the time. Especially by guys who are like, they just kind of want to catcall or hit on you and they never really want to do anything after that. It's kind of like comparing it to the monsters, because the monsters always talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, they just get one-shotted. And you know, if you compare it to like a woman always getting hit on, she's always getting hit on, but when it comes to the point of actually making a move or, you know, getting things done, the guy is just too scared, or he was all talk, or he just couldn't walk the walk of the talk, you know, that he was setting up. So yeah, it's understandable if for like 2 years or 3 years straight you're just running into all these monsters, and it's always the same thing. They say that they're the strongest, they say that they're the lord of this, the master of that, but then it's just one punch and they're done. So yeah, it's understandable that he's getting frustrated at this point. Especially when maybe he thought Orochi was going to be more than what he was. Raul M asks, yo, what's up, Big Z? My question this week are, do you think One Punch Man should switch animation studios, even if we have to wait a little longer for the next season? Also, when it was stated that Twice's quirk was able to take down countries, I thought they meant that he could copy higher-up government officials or clone people like Endeavor or Chisaki and use their powerful quirks. Thanks so much for your continued patronage, Raul. You know I love you, my friend. So I do think that they should switch studios, for sure. And I don't care if it takes longer. It's already going to take extremely long for us to get Season 3 anyway, and I just want to put it out there that there's a chance, guys, that we might never get Season 3, just the way that Season 2 is turning out. I think it's like number 3 or number 4 of the viewed demographic shows of this season, so, you know, not number 1, and I'm sure they were hoping for number 1. And also the way that it's turning out, you know, with the reception that it's getting. So I don't know what the reception is like in Japan, and I know that casuals are enjoying Season 2, and I'm happy about that. I'm glad you guys are liking it, those of you who are casuals, but the Western reception, we all know, has been awful. Everybody is, like, crapping on it, similar to how Game of Thrones Season 8 has been crapped on, maybe even more than that. So I wouldn't be expected if we never get the season, or if we don't get it until like 2025 or 2024 around there, because the Season 3 isn't even wrapped up in the manga yet, so we need that to wrap up. And then, I don't know, we're going to see what happens after that, but I think Bones should take over it. And I'm not sure why Bones didn't have Season 2 in the first place. I mean, they did Mob Psycho, so why can't they do One Punch Man? I think they're the perfect studio to take care of this. I mean, they do My Hero, and My Hero is just, so good. Love it so much. The anime is better than the manga, in my opinion, for My Hero, and that's because Bones just does such an excellent friggin' job on it. And I really hope Season 3 takes that as well, because Season 3 is, I guess, the pinnacle of One Punch Man at this point. Season 2 is fun and everything, but come on, Season 3 is where it's going down. We're about halfway through the arc, maybe, I don't even know, 2/5 of the way through the current arc in the manga right now at chapter 108, and it's already been amazing. So the rest of this arc is just going to get more incredible. So you're definitely going to need Bones to take this on. Like, could you imagine JC Staff in the current way that they are right now? Could you see them even trying to animate Child Emperor versus Phoenix Man? Like, come on, no way. Get out of here. Just go keep doing light novels and isekais or whatever else JC Staff is good at. Just do that stuff. Not hating on them. I'm just saying, let's not do this anymore with One Punch Man. So Twice's quirk. What I was saying in the chapter review is that just how I thought about it. And what you're saying here is about how he could copy higher up government officials or clone people and whatnot and use that to take down the countries. That totally makes sense. And it's understandable because they do talk about it in the previous chapter. They talk about how they want Twice to use his quirk to take over Redestro so that Redestro can get his hands dirty. So that kind of implanted it into our heads that, like, oh yeah, Twice can copy important people and use his ability that way rather than just brute force. And that makes sense. Totally Giran could be saying that right now, but just the way that I saw it is because he said in this whole little speech that he's saying right here, says using your clones for widespread and grand theft, making you currently one of the government's most wanted criminals. With your quirk, you could have the power to take down entire countries. I just thought that he was talking about increasing his quirk enough to, like, brute force overpower a country, because that is the theme of this chapter too. Twice finally using his quirk for the first time on himself and just multiplying and not having the restriction of just using 2 at a time. In theory, Twice can just make millions of himself, that way. So I just thought maybe that's what Giran was getting across, because I think the next chapter we're going to see Twice, like, make like 1,000 clones of himself or something, or at least I hope so. I think that would be cool. But what you're putting here is him copying the government officials. Totally makes sense too. Dark Persia 99 asks, yo, Shonen, my bro, sorry for not donating to you during February. I repaid it back at Streamlabs. It's small, but that's because I don't have a job currently. Once I get a job, hopefully next month, I'll definitely join $20 tier. So my question is, which one do you personally like between One Punch Man, One Piece, and My Hero Academia, and Dragon Ball Super, both in anime and manga? Let's say you had to pick one and the rest will end in a 10-year-long hiatus. Another question, do you play any fighting games like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? If so, I would love to play with you someday. Keep up the good content, man. Hey, thank you for your patronage and support, Dark Persia. And don't worry about February or any of the other months, man. I totally understand. I know it's really hard being unemployed and whatever else, but the fact that you're still supporting me despite of that is amazing, and like, I can't thank you enough, man. And don't feel like you need to join the $20 tier or anything like that. Any kind of support you can show me, even if it's not monetarily, if it's just, watching the channel, leaving a like, giving me some watch time, it's all supported, my friends. So thank you so much. So I like them all. I definitely like some more than others. I would say the one that I like least, probably Dragon Ball Super, because it's the weakest in my opinion, but I still love the characters. I've grown up with all the Dragon Ball characters, and I've grown up with the One Piece characters, so they're a big part of me. But if I had to pick one, and the rest just went on the 10-year-long hiatus, like you said, I think the one that I would want to continue is One Piece. And it's because, like I said, I've been following One Piece since I was a little kid. And this story is just, I love it so much. And while I may not be as knowledgeable of One Piece like I am One Punch Man or My Hero, I still really enjoy it. And I really get this unique sense of, I don't know, almost like a euphoric kind of feeling whenever like a huge moment happens in One Piece. Like, it's really unrivaled. I mean, of course, I get super excited about One Punch Man. I mean, the chapter that we just got, 108, was incredible, but still, like, when we get huge developments in One Piece, it makes me feel, I don't know, different. It makes me feel happier than I've ever felt regarding a series. And at this point, like, One Piece has been built up so much, over 900 chapters, over 20 years in the making. I gotta see how it ends. We all have to see how this ends. So if I had to pick one of these, it definitely is going to be One Piece. And the fighting games that I'm playing currently is just Jump Force and the Smash Ultimate. But I have played Street Fighter in the past. Like, when I was a little kid, I used to play Street Fighter Third Strike all the time. Love that game so much. Probably my favorite fighting game ever. So good. Great character design, great soundtrack, great mechanics. Everything about that game was near flawless. I wish they brought it back or something. It's so good. Street Fighter Third Strike. If you haven't checked it out, please play it. But I haven't played the new Mortal Kombat yet, and I'm not in the Street Fighter because there's a huge learning curve to that nowadays because it's so serious. But yeah, if you want to just play whatever, hit me up in the Patreon DMs. I'll give you my gamer tag on PS4 if you're on there, and we could do some stuff. But yeah, once again, thank you for the support, Dark Persia. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Once again, I want to thank all 71 of my amazing, incredible, attractive patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me the way that you are, guys. We're almost there. I'm almost going to get back to the content that you guys want, so just bear with me a little longer. And if you would like to be in next week's Q&A, simply check out my Patreon, sign up for the $5 tier. That will give you access to this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.